So what we got in store today, last video we went and pulled weeds and went ahead and amended the garden with our good mix of compost, bang of peat moss, and vermiculite. What we want to do is go ahead and mulch. We're going to do two different kinds of mulch. It's the hardwood mulch, and then you have pine straw. So we'll put a little bit on both, or on two of the beds at least, and take a look at it in the upcoming weeks. Right now we got a little bit of grass seeds we're trying to pull out, and then we're going to put the mulch right on top. Alright, so what I got in the back of my truck is it's a cubic yard of the hardwood mulch. Then I got the 4 bundles of pine straw. What I don't use here, I will use back at the old Louisiana Simple Living homestead. As you're putting that mulch on, you want to go pretty thick. You don't want it to be all over the plant, but you do want it a couple inches thick. Otherwise the sun will get through and you will have the weeds come up. So you want to get as thick as you can without getting it all over your plant per se. These little grass seeds are coming up. We're trying to pick them out as we kind of go too. Now the idea, why do we want to mulch? What's your thoughts, Dad?
Well, it has to do with moisture and keeping the grass out.
Perfect, yep. So by putting a couple inches, as much as you can, of the mulch, it just blocks the sunlight from getting into the seeds down below. Now you will eventually have some weeds come up. Then you'll have some weeds that the seeds, the wind blew the seeds in, that you sit on top and it'll want to grow. But by and far, you pretty much eliminated the need to have to come out and weed your entire bed every day. So that's a big benefit. And then as Dad said, is moisture control, so to speak. Most of the water you lose is due to evaporation.
Yeah.
And by putting the mulch down, you're not going to get that evaporation like you normally would. So two of the main reasons why we like going with mulch, it all actually kind of attracts earthworms as well. And any kind of organic material you put on top of it, this is all going to compost over time. We'll mix it into the soil, and once we, each season when we go and we amend, we'll mix portions of it in, and it'll compost and be nutrients for the next season. It takes a little bit longer for these bigger pieces to compost, but nevertheless, it works pretty well.
Time's on our side, though.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some that say, I'm not part of that house, but that this pine wood, it uses up, maybe it's nitrogen, I think, as it composts. I'm not necessarily sure about that, but I don't think it uses up enough to worry about, because we're going to amend it anyhow.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, of course, you can still come. Did I cover one up? We'll come back in and plant by just moving it around. You know?
That's right. Yeah.
Make you a little hole and you can plant a seed or whatever.
But it's like, it's a form of moisture control too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
just weeds, but moisture control.
Mm-hmm.
Now that looks better already.
And it just looks good too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it too. Yeah, I guess that's the third thing. We talked about humidity, you know, and keeping the moisture in and not evaporating as much. Blocks out the sun from the weeds or from the seeds.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it just looks good. It just dresses up your whole raised bed,
Yeah.
and it looks good. These tomatoes look okay.
Huh?
So these tomatoes look good.
Yeah. These three over here, 4 over here look particularly good.
Mm-hmm.
The those over on that side and that other box over there don't look quite as good, but that's okay.
Yep.
Got those 2 onions in there. You've seen. Erin was the one that suggested that.
Uh-huh.
She was in there cooking.
We do that.
Yeah, she says, I always give these to Daryl to go plant. I held my hand out and she put them in my hand. I went
Went
planting. Squirrels keep coming out here and burying the pecans.
Oh. All right. Got 4 rolls of these pine straw. We won't need it all probably, but I use pine straw, especially my walkways.
Uh-huh.
All right. See, this just doesn't compact as much, so it allows a little bit more light in, which is not necessarily good.
No, but I'm glad you ain't on that plane.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna like this a whole bunch. What's also is a really, really good mulch. My absolute favorite is leaf mulch, molded, you know, leaf
Yeah.
mulch.
Well, as you can see, I'm limited to
Not
the
on leaves. Yeah. Yes, I can tell. We didn't used to be limited,
No,
but these days we are.
14 trees we used to have.
14? Wow.
And every hurricane season we'd lose 1 or 2, sometimes more. Which, yeah. Now this may seem like a stupid question.
Yeah.
I can already see that probably with the pine mulch you got to come out here and probably rearrange it
It'll compress over time. It'll once you
more so than
yeah, you don't have to do anything with this.
Yes.
Rain will hit it, it'll just stay.
Yeah. Okay.
This, I think it'll stay. But you see how it's fluffed right now.
Yeah.
You know, you may need to or want to come back in and dress it up. I'm just trying it out, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. Let's try it and see. That's what we're here for, to learn.
And I definitely like using this for the walkways, because you can walk on it in the walkways, and it'll compress it down to where you need it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you don't have to worry. This one ain't gonna make it anyhow, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Well, have you ever used pumice?
No.
Had somebody, that the video we did, had somebody suggest try using pumice instead of the perlite or vermiculite.
Yeah.
I don't even know how big a container you get it in. That's probably heavy stuff. It's volcanic rock or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's what it
He
would
was
be
saying-
classified as.
He was saying that perlite compresses over time. I guess it could. Pumice ain't gonna do nothing, you know.
Well, that's true.
All right, so we got our experiment going here. So we got a hardwood mulch, and that's not an experiment. I use this pretty often. Haven't used pine straw really much as a mulch. We're going to try it out. Definitely see some more space in between the needles, so we may see more grass grow. I probably will, but it's just fun to try something new, see how it works.
Got two identical beds
Mm-hmm.
next to each other. There were a what do you call it when you fix the soil?
Amended.
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 They were amended at the same time, so they ought to produce pretty equal results.
Yeah, so you got like 4 tomatoes, you got a green onion or 2 over here.
Yeah.
You got 1 tomato, it's not looking real good. The rest of the tomato, got some peppers over there. A couple of them peppers look like they're doing pretty good.
Yep.
So that's what we got. Those other 4x5 beds that we got to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use we're going to go ahead and use the hardwood mulch on those. All right, so we got all the beds done. Remember the first one we did over here, half pine straw and half hardwood mulch, just for fun, just do something different, experiment a little bit. Next up, we're getting ready to put some of that rest of this pine straw all on the walkways here. And we're just going to pull up some of those weeds that are still there, but for the most part only the taller, greener stuff, and then we're going to come in with the pine straw and whatever mulch we have left over. these raised beds, and notoriously, that's where shit grows up. It's right against the wood.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I don't know why. Well, I always push my foot and make it push up against. Alright, so we got pine straw. We're going to put around the outside. Still got some pine, still got some of the hardwood mulch. We're going to figure out exactly how we're going to do it, but we're going to make a nice little decoration out of it, somehow or other. It'll look cool at the end. Alright, so ran out of the hardwood mulch. We kind of got fancy, did a little design. Mama would really appreciate that, I think. Try to show a little artistic side. Anyhow, we'll finish it up. Next project will be automated watering system as well. So getting Dad all set up for the garden. Sound good?
Sound good.
All right, cool. Alright, went and got another load out of the pickup of hardwood mulch. Remember we did the beds, and then this was yesterday. We kind of got artistic. We had extra pine straw, so we made some little artistic deals. But we ended up finishing. I went and got another full yard in the back of the truck of this. We just finished it up. The garden's looking great, I can tell you that. So you got some corners back there with straw. Just something fun to do. Dad likes it, so. Thanks for coming, checking the video. If you like this, you want to see last week's where we amended the beds. So now we're putting on the mulching. Next week we'll go with some automated watering system. Or if you like this content, do me a favor, subscribe, like that video, and feel free to share it. Put some comments down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.